Welcome and happy Monday. It's going to be a wet, chilly day out there. If you've been outside at all already, you've already experienced that. But we do have a few different scenes happening across the state. Let's go ahead and start with a couple of live looks. Right now, this is the Eisenhower Tunnel where you can see snow has been falling there. We had a couple of periods of heavier snowfall. Things are a little more calm now, but we're going to continue to monitor the snow further west. Now we take a look out in Fort Collins where things have looked like they've calmed down here a little bit as well. But you can see we do still have plenty of wet roads and sidewalks in this area, and then drier in Denver. We're in a brief dry spell, 47 degrees, pretty chilly out there, and with winds coming in from the southeast around 21 miles per hour. It feels like 39 degrees. So you want to make sure you pack that coat, maybe an umbrella. Depending on where you are, you could see rain or you could see snow. Temperatures across the Front Range and Eastern Plains, mostly in the mid to low 40s. You can see some areas still a little chillier in the upper 30s, 39 right now in Greeley, 38 in Lyman. But as you take your way further west, temperatures a little chillier there as well. We're going to continue to monitor those temperatures in the 30s and 40s. But we do have several rounds of precipitation continuing to make their way through Colorado, and this is where we're going to continue to monitor. It looks like a couple of lightning strikes are starting to pop up just south of Craig, north of I-70, if you can see there. So that's something else we're going to watch out for, is the possibility for a couple of strikes of lightning, rumbles of thunder as we go through the afternoon. Those will be less likely for the majority of us. Now we're zooming into where we can see the snow falling, all of that white and blue that you're seeing on the screen. Lots of snowfall west of I-25 and mostly along I-70 there. So we're going to continue to monitor that heavy snowfall as we have advisories and warnings in those areas. But as we take a look to the northeastern plains, this is where that precipitation is transitioning into rain. So we're seeing those rain showers moving along through Fort Morgan all the way into Kansas and Nebraska. But as we zoom into Denver, we did have a couple of periods of heavier showers already this morning. Right now we're in a brief dry spell, but it looks like some of that rain is starting to ramp up, and we have upslope precipitation as well. So in the foothills and high country just to the west, we are seeing a lot of that precipitation falling as snow as well. So a lot of different things to keep an eye out for. First, we have a winter storm warning. That's going to be these areas in red west of Denver, mostly the foothills, central mountains, northern mountains. We're going to watch for the winter storm warning. That'll be in effect there now until tomorrow at 3 p.m. These areas can expect anywhere between 8 to 16 inches of snowfall. And then further south in the teal shaded areas, this is where we have a winter weather advisory. This is from now until noon tomorrow. So both of them expire around the same time, one at 3, one at noon. These areas can expect 3 to 6 inches of snowfall and stronger winds, 35-mile-per-hour wind gusts. And then the higher elevations, mostly above 10,000 feet, can expect 5 to 10 inches of snowfall in those areas. But as we continue to monitor our future cast, this is where we're going to continue to watch for those scattered showers and in some areas scattered snow showers. So this continues through the rest of the afternoon and even ramps up a little bit this evening further south and southeast in those corners of the state. And then it just sticks around through early Tuesday. So for your Tuesday morning commute, you could be seeing some snow on the roadways. So take note of that. You might want to already plan to give yourself some extra drive time before you head out the door tomorrow morning. And then as we go through the rest of our Tuesday, things eventually start to die down as we go into Tuesday evening. And take a look late Tuesday, that's when things are extremely spotty there. For today, though, in Denver, we're going to expect a high near 45 degrees. We're going to continue to watch for those scattered showers and mountain snow. Some of that snow could spill into Denver, but it's looking like most of that won't happen until overnight and into tomorrow. Most of that snow through the afternoon today will stay in the foothills and high country. Tonight, that's when we have a higher chance for some of the rain to transition into snow in Denver and across other areas of the Front Range. Overnight lows only near 34 degrees, so that's really close to that freezing mark. Tomorrow, another chilly, wet day in store. 45 degrees is our high, and we're going to continue just to watch for those scattered showers, some snow mixing in at times, especially tomorrow morning, before that moves out and dies down by late Tuesday. Wednesday, we have another slight chance for some maybe afternoon showers or thunderstorms. Temperatures starting to rebound a little closer to normal. Our normal highs this time of year are near 69 degrees, so we'll be closer to normal for Wednesday. But then Thursday and Friday, and Saturday, that's when we make our way into the 70s. So we jump from below average to above average on Thursday. Thursday is going to be a nice day, mostly sunny there, mid 70s, beautiful. But then as you take a look Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, we have warm temperatures and partly cloudy skies, but we do each of those days have a slight chance for a pop-up thunderstorm. So those will become more clear as we get closer to those days. But right now, Friday through Monday, you just want to make sure that you'll be prepared for warmer weather. We'll see some sun through the clouds, but with that warmer weather, we do also have a chance just for some pop-up thunder showers. Again, we'll continue to monitor that a little more as we get closer to those days. But now I'm going to join into Facebook Live, say hi to everyone, answer some questions you might be having, and maybe even go back to some of the maps that we have just to kind of look at what to expect as far as those advisories and warnings are going. Hi, Seth. Got a new MacBook Pro last weekend. Glad to hear it. Sounds exciting. New technology is always fun. Meg is saying good afternoon from South Denver. Thank you for joining. She said we had a bit of sun poke through earlier. Yeah, I believe that. A lot of the, weather is continuing to move, so you might get a quick peek of sun through the clouds, but overall, I would expect mostly cloudy skies today, than just those in and out scattered showers, especially if you are in the Denver area. Hi, Chris says have a wonderful week. Thank you very much. Hi, Joe. Thank you for joining. And Rock says, good grief, Charlie Brown, enough snow already. I'm driving back from North Carolina where it's 81. Well, that's a benefit of being in the South. You get the warmer weather there, but with the snow also, that means more moisture in the area, and especially off to the west and in portions of northwestern Colorado, that snow is going to bring much needed moisture to the area. Meg says if you're going to be out and about, make sure you have an umbrella with you. I agree. Right now, it looks like we don't have any precipitation outside in Denver, but it's not going to stay that way. So don't let that fool you into thinking that all of the rain is done for the day, because it is not. Okay, great. Uh-oh, we're getting a lot of comments at the same time, so I'm losing some of it. Okay, Katie says we're getting a lot of snow in Evergreen, no real accumulation yet. That makes sense. We are seeing periods of heavier snowfall than the foothills and high country is getting that upslope factor as well. So we're going to continue to watch for snowfall, though the ground may be a little too warm still for a lot of that snow to stick. So the no accumulations part makes sense because it's probably all melting as it hits the ground, right, Katie? Pam is saying she's always concerned about hail. Are we expecting any hail this week? No, we're not going to expect any hail. Well, this week, I guess, is a long way. But for today and tomorrow, no, we're not expecting any hail. It's going to be pretty chilly with a lot of the precipitation. So our biggest factor is our bigger concern is going to be snow or maybe even sleet mixing in with the rain. Hail is usually a factor of a severe thunderstorm, which usually comes with heating. So that's something that we'll pay attention to maybe toward the weekend or next week, that Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, where we have those slight chances for pop-up thunder showers. Some of those, if they pop up, if we're unstable enough, those could produce hail. So we'll keep an eye out for those just to see what that looks like, where those showers may be popping up and how strong they may be. But as far as today and tomorrow, I would not worry about any sort of hail. Timothy says, go Broncos. Jay is saying, do you need to cover plants in South Denver? I would, just because our overnight lows will be pretty chilly and they'll be near that freezing mark. I'm not sure exactly what temperature really kills plants, but it will be, I'm sure, around that area. So I would be just on the safe side and cover plants. I'd rather you cover them and maybe not need it than not cover them and have your plants die. Anne is asking, should we expect airport delays if we have a flight out of DIA tomorrow at 1? That's a little harder to tell. I don't know. I know we will be seeing active rain showers. I don't know if we'll still be seeing any lingering snow mixing in with the rain. So if it's just rain, I don't expect any delays. Maybe they might have to do some sort of defrosting just because of how cold it'll be aloft. But I'm not sure. So and I don't make that call. So that is something that you at least want to keep an eye out for with your airline. They'll usually let you know. Margaret says hello from Blackman, Florida. A special hello to Henry and Eleanor. Love you too. I like that message. Thank you, Margaret. And Katie says, yeah, in upper 30s here. Pam, thank you for your knowledge. Thank you, Pam. That's a very sweet and polite way to put a thank you. Margaret's asking, is snow better than rain where the scar burn off, where the burn scar areas are, less than the runoff or flooding chances? You know, that part I'm not really sure about. I don't do a lot of work with the ground or geology, anything like that. So, you know, that's a good question, and unfortunately, I don't have an answer for you. I will say that either way, the moisture is good in the area, and there are ways usually to collect runoff if it does fall as rain versus snow or things like that, if that was your issue. There are ways to collect that runoff before it leaves. All right, and let me see. Sorry, losing my place here on the Facebook Live, so I'm just going to go ahead and zoom in a little bit. So, looks like Laura is asking what's the snow forecast for Fraser and Windsor. And Randy's asking how much snow in Black Hawk today and tomorrow. I think Black Hawk is one of the places that's under the winter storm warning. So that's one of the areas that could expect 8 to 14 inches of snowfall. I would probably in this area expect maybe closer to maybe 8 to 10 in Black Hawk. And let's take a look. And then I know we had somebody ask about Windsor. Yes, Laura asked about what's the snow forecast for Windsor. So Windsor is going to be one of those areas that's going to be a little trickier because it's right on the cusp of where we're seeing that rain snow mark. So right now, I'm sure where it is, it's probably seeing a lot more rain than snow. As we go into the overnight and early hours tomorrow, that's when we could start to see that snow push a little bit further eastward. But in that area, I wouldn't expect more than maybe a dusting to an inch or so of snowfall, maybe on the higher edge. Maybe around 2 inches in that area, but that's one of those areas that right now it's going to be hard to tell just because it's right on that cusp of where we see that rain transitioning into snow. So that's something that we're going to just continue to keep an eye out for on our Doppler radar, on our HD Doppler radar. And then, let's see. And then you also asked about Fraser. So that's going to be an area that's in the high country and under that winter storm watch. Or winter storm warning, excuse me. So that's going to be an area where we could be seeing more snowfall. That's probably going to be around the 10 to 14, 8 to 14 mark. So we're going to want to watch for that there. Hi, Timothy. Thank you. Any snow in Lakewood or Parker tonight? Lane is asking. Lakewood and Parker being a little bit further east, we'll probably just see the majority as rain, maybe a couple of brief periods of snowfall, but not enough to really expect any sort of accumulation. Tomorrow morning during your morning drive, maybe watch for it as you're driving and maybe watch for some sort of possible on the roads. But overall, you're not going to get a whole lot of snow in those areas, no. Anthony says, welcome to Channel 9 News. Thank you. Let's see what else we have here. And, oh, Violet says, not sure if you saw my comment from Broomfield. Well, we need to watch for snow here. No, Broomfield is not included in the winter storm warning. So that's mostly going to be more the foothills and mountain areas. Denver metro area, not included in that, though we could get a couple of periods. That's not to say that we're not going to get any snowfall. That just means we're not going to have enough to cause for a warning. Overnight tonight and into tomorrow, we could see brief periods of snowfall. Broomfield, a little bit further west, does have higher chances for some of that snow, but I really wouldn't expect any real accumulations. One, our ground is too warm, and two, with all of the rainfall that we'll be seeing ahead of that mix of snow, that really aids in helping that snow melt a little bit. So I wouldn't expect too many accumulations. Now, if you're asking because you want to expect any sort of snow on the ground, yeah, maybe a trace or a dusting. If you're asking because you want to protect your plants, I would go ahead and cover your plants either way, just because of the temperatures versus the snow. Evelyn says, love the rain, we need the moisture, yes. How much in Leadville? That's going to be an area that's going to expect a little more snow as well. So we're going to watch for the warning in that area. And so I'm getting a lot of people asking just in specific cities. So this is what I'm going to do just to help map things out a little bit better for everyone. This is our watch and warning advisory map. So where you're seeing the red, if we could zoom into our map now, and this could maybe help anyone out, but there we go. So this is where in the red, if you're in any of these areas, look for where you live. If you are in any of the red area, you are included in the winter storm warning. This is mapped out or boxed out by county, but I think you should, for the most part, have an idea of where you live as compared to this map. So we'll have this until tomorrow afternoon. This is an area that's expecting probably the most snow. 8 to 16 inches is in this warning. And then a little bit further south, this is a bit more spotty, our winter weather advisory, but a lot of this is in the high country and just north of Colorado Springs, and then the high country just west of Colorado Springs as well. So this is where we could see smaller totals but stronger winds. So 3 to 6 inches of snowfall is expected here, but those winds could gust up to 35 miles per hour, which does create blowing snow if you will be traveling through these areas. So that's why you want to watch for hazardous travel conditions there. And then the high country could see a slightly higher totals, 5 to 10 inches in that area. So now I'm going to zoom into our HD Doppler radar just to get a better sense of where you are and maybe what you're seeing. So again, if you're west of I-25, that's where you have the higher chances for snow. If you're east of I-25, most of that will be falling as rain, and then the same goes for the Denver metro area. So as we zoom into where we are seeing a lot of the snowfall, that's a lot of it is along I-70. And then north all the way maybe toward Estes Park, things like that. And then looks like we are even getting a couple of rumbles of thunder toward the northwestern corner of the state. And then as we make our way toward the northeastern plains, all of that precipitation a little warmer there, falling as rain showers. And then in Denver, this is what we're looking at right now. And so this is why we're seeing such a sharp rain snow mix, because that upslope factor really helps create snow in the foothills and high country. But then as you get into Denver, a lot of it's falling as rain around the metro area and then further west of that. So hopefully this is a look at this is helping to pinpoint what you're going to expect wherever you are. Let's go back to the comments. All right, and Patricia says, hi from Sun City. Send us rain. Thank you very much. Ginger says getting really nice rain in Fort Morgan and Sterling. That's fantastic. Evelyn says thank you. You have a wonderful day too. Thank you for joining from Norway. Meg gives me a thumbs up. I-70 High Country question mark. Carrie's asking. I think maybe you're asking which portion of I-70 I'm talking about, but I-70 west of Denver is where we are seeing a lot of snow. I-70 east of Denver, things are either drier or rain chances there. Pam's hoping for thunder snow. So that's what I have for you guys here. And Karen's asking, will there be any accumulation in the Thornton area? No, that's going to be a little bit too far east. So we could start to see a little bit of snow mixing in with the rain, but not enough for any real accumulation there. And same goes for West Arvada, or Arvada. So these are areas, if you're in the Denver metro area, and I do think Thornton and Arvada are considered in the Denver metro area, we're not going to expect any snow accumulations. We could start to see snow mix in with rain, maybe a quick dusting, but all in all, most of it's going to melt by the time it hits the ground. The accumulations are likely going to be in the foothills and in the high country, guys. So that's what I have for you. I know it's confusing when you live in so many different areas, and there's so much different activity happening in these different areas. So I do understand, you know, everyone kind of asking what's going to happen where I live. And for the most part, I've tried to hopefully map that out for you. And then there are some areas that are right on that brink, right on that cusp, that make things a little bit harder to exactly tell when rain will transition into snow and how much of it will stick to the ground. But again, just a general rule right now, if you're in the foothills and high country, expect higher snow totals. That's where you can expect heavy periods of rain, of snow and snow accumulations. If you're in Denver and further west, expect the majority of your precipitation to be rain. Now overnight and into tomorrow, you could see snow mixing in with that rain, but I wouldn't expect any real accumulations. Maybe a trace to an inch, some isolated 2-inch totals, but overall there's going to be more rain than snow if you're in Denver and further west. As you can see from this radar behind me, that's when things are getting a little too warm and precipitation is falling as rain there. So we're going to expect that on and off through the rest of the day, chilly temperatures, and the same goes for tomorrow. Another wet, chilly day for our Tuesday before things really start to dry out late Tuesday and into Wednesday, where yes, we do still have slight chances Wednesday, but then Thursday is when things really become warmer. We get back in the 70s there, and then we stay warm through the rest of the week and into next week. And because of that warmth, we do have some slight chances for some pop-up storms, but we'll get to that as we go into the next couple of days. So thank you so much for joining me. Hopefully I've been able to answer all of your questions. Make sure you stay tuned into 9 News this evening for your updated forecast, and we do keep you updated online, on the app, on air, all of those things. So have a good rest of your Monday. Stay warm, stay dry, and we'll see you later.